Namaste, friends. A yogi who has realized the truth that when he engages himself in action, he should be aloof or detached from that action because his attention has to be centered on God at every moment. But at the same time, he should not be insincere to the action that he is performing. Hence, he should exhibit the positivity and enthusiasm that is required for that action. So, it seems a bit contradictory because you are expected to be detached. At the same time, you are expected to be sincere in whatever act or responsibility that is conferred onto you. So, is that possible? Yes, it is possible, and it is the only way through which we can live in this worldly life, and we are doing justice to this birth that we have been given. So, how does that happen? This happens with the understanding that every act, every activity, every happening that is there around us is not caused by us. The doer of all these actions is one, that is God. Hence, if we put our ego in place and that takes the credit of every act or action that we do, then we are in the wrong place, we are with the wrong thought, and we do things that are detrimental to our spiritual growth. Because once the ego steps in, there is very little scope for soul connectedness. Hence, each and every yogi who has realized this truth and has put it into action is aloof from the action because the whole reason why we are born in this human life is to be connected with God. So, when we are completely connected in that God communion, one has to be aloof from what is happening in terms of our day to day mundane activity. So, in that sense, you are connected to the soul, to the God, to the spirit, but you are not doing that activity or the responsibility that you have by being lazy or lackadaisical. You are doing that activity with utter devotion. You are looking at that activity as a service or as an offering to God. So how can you not do justice to it? You go to your office, you have certain responsibilities to finish, and you do that with utmost sincerity, with full attention, but with the knowledge that the doer of this action is God. If that clarity is there, then that aloofness is there. You are not equating doing your activity or attributing it to God, to your ego. And that is the correct attitude or perspective or the mode that every spiritual aspirant should be in. So, maintaining this balance of aloofness as well as engagement, aloofness from that activity or considering yourself as the doer of that activity, being in soul connectedness, and doing that action as an offering to God. If we can just bring this change in perspective, then every moment that we live, every act that we do becomes beautiful, becomes fulfilling, becomes the source of our happiness. May God bless all of us.